What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. It is episode 266. And we are in the midst of a game 3 battle right now. Walker Buehler, I would say this is the best his off speed. Oh my God. I thought Mookie made that catch. This is the best his off speed has looked all year. Interesting point, Ever. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but Walker is pitching out of the stretch entirely tonight. After the very first AB, he switched to the stretch after getting Lindor out on a 2-0 pop-up. And I don't have the explanation. If we have any seam heads watching right now, please help me. But somehow his slider has more break out of the stretch than the windup. Can't explain that one at all. I have zero explanation. I've been taught my whole life out of the windup, you can just get more power on your pitches.
Think you're like,
yeah.
Sense.
So I don't
know.
I don't have an explanation for that one. I wish I did, but I don't. If any seam heads out there do, let us know in the comments. I don't think we've ever asked that out of them. But Waterboy Faithful, make your voice heard in the comments right now. Why is Walker's slider better out of the stretch than windup? But massive week to preview in the NFL.
Massive week.
Yeah, we don't even need to. This isn't up for debate. This is the best week of NFL we've had all year. This is like the equivalent of last week college football.
No, 2 weeks ago. Well, 2 weeks ago was better than last week.
Well, 2 weeks ago was the apple picking weekend. Going into it, we had zero expectations of a great weekend. I told everybody, go do your entire fall, winter, holiday stuff, get it all out of the way. I told them pumpkin patch. I told them even do your trick-or-treating, get your Thanksgiving turkey, and get your Christmas tree. I told them do all that. Ended up being the best weekend of the year. Last weekend, I would say I'm a little too attached to the Ohio State-Oregon outcome, but objectively speaking, it lived up to the hype.
It did.
LSU, Ole Miss, Penn State, USC.
I would say everything besides the Red River rivalry. I cannot call it the shootout after that game.
Good. We're getting better. We're getting better as a podcast.
Besides that game, I would say all of the other high expectation games lived up to what they were expected to have.
Yeah, and I'd say we're going to start off here with the NFL, get into our games. And I'm purposely doing this so we can have as much potential time out of this playoff game as possible. If we need to interrupt for a live reaction, maybe it's a Dave pitcher stupid moment. Maybe it's an awful one pitch pop out by Mookie with bases loaded.
Yeah, I mean,
if we need to pop.
That was a pop out. Fly out. That was a fly out. Grant.
Yeah, this might be an interesting podcast.
This is a podcast first. We've never made it far enough for this to be potential.
Yeah, if anything, I honestly think our best content may come out of a live reaction. I think
that's like me watching the Vikings game. Mets, I think last year.
Yeah, if I watch the Mets hit a 3-run bomb to go up 3-2, like you will watch my sanity slowly dwindle away. You can see that live, everybody. But all right, NFL, great week for both of us. I've got my overall record. Do you have your? Okay, we'll go with last week first.
Yes.
I went 10-4 with also an awful start by me. Everything. I thought everything was out the door when I picked Seahawks over Niners, and they just got smashed at home.
I was not wrong about that.
That was not the week to fade the Niners, not at all. And I have a feeling I might be messing up on this next week with my pick on the Niners. But it ended up pretty nice. 10-4 out of me, 12-2 out of you, though, Everett.
Yes.
What is your overall record?
My overall record.
Are you over 60? Please tell me you're over. You have to be over 60.
I am. I'm at 61.3% correct.
So what is your overall?
46-29.
Oh, right. So you're looking good right now. You're looking
good. As of this moment, I'm currently a sharp.
Yeah, no, you're looking damn good right now. And also this year, I mean, I've been tracking this pretty closely all season, but I don't think we've ever seen this many big point favorites or the largest spread total of the week.
I'm gonna be honest,
outright.
I that's a you thing. I have not looked at spreads. Period. When I have
well, you don't look at spreads when you do your picks.
I don't look at anything. I just put games in and I just say, hey, which one's the vibe? Which one?
I stare at spreads for breakfast. That's how I wake up every morning. Track that like a hawk.
But I will be honest. You know what? That would make sense because over the course of the season, when the spreads, you get more accurate in your spreads picking your awareness.
Late in the year, it helps.
You do better, and I don't do that. I don't do that. So that's why you win, is because
I should not be looking at spreads at the start. I do.
But no, I feel like you looking at the spreads at the start and then doing it over the course of the season.
Is end of the year it helps. It helps a lot. End of the year.
Yeah.
But all right, well, let's get into this slate. I'm also stressing with 2 runners on, 2 outs right now, and JD, former Dodger.
One and two count.
You're just a slight smidgen ahead of me, but that's all right. I could.
You know what? Good for me. I'd rather be ahead than behind.
So, real quick, bye weeks. We got Bears and Cowboys on bye this week. Starting off Thursday night football. This might be the worst football game of the year. Broncos at Saints. The Saints, I don't know if they have. Do they have a wide receiver healthy for this game? I don't know. I doubt it. I'm not sure. But the Saints. Surtain should have already been a problem.
Bub Means, I think, is available.
All right. Is Jared Cook still there? Jared Cook's still running routes?
He's been gone for a long time. He's been gone.
No. Foster Moreau is I know he's technically not. No. He might be hurt. He's Sean Payton's guy.
Sean Payton's not there.
Oh, no. He was Sean Payton's guy. I think but he's just like the actual tight end, and Taysom Hill's the H-back. Taysom Hill plays H-back. It's about time we should all be calling him for what he is. The fact that you're allowed to start him at tight end is despicable. But yeah, Broncos at Saints Thursday night. Wow, what a preview. London game. Patriots at Jaguars. Remember, guys, Jaguars have been there for a week.
This is a home game.
And they're probably moving to London. They might do that after the game because of how bad it's been going in Jacksonville.
Well, no,
they might just make that official.
You have to be able to talk.
Wait, shit. I just heard, I think today, owners approved Jacksonville redone stadium.
I did.
So like they're not they're not moving to London. What the hell?
You have to be able to tarmac Doug Peterson after this game anyway, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I just think there's something poetic in leaving him over the pond, not letting him. There's something just. It's just it's so Lane Kiffin. I love it. Tarmac him.
I would just love to learn where the term tarmacing actually first started being. It's like, which coach was the first coach that actually did get tarmac? That's what I want to know.
Great trivia question.
That's what I want to know. I know it's
actually, you know what? I got to say the games. You look it up while I say the rest of the games. That smart. That was good delegating right there. But okay. Early slate. Wow. We maybe spent 6 minutes on the first 2 games. Early slate. Seahawks at Falcons. Bird's delight. Titans at Bills. Bengals at Browns. Ugh, yuck. Texans at Packers. Potential game of the week. Dolphins at Colts. Close your eyes. Hide. Run away. Lions at Vikings. Oh boy. I'm mad that that's at the same time as Texans Packers. That's a disappointment. Eagles at Giants. That's an NFC beast. That's an NFC. Do we have to pause? Okay. We're pausing.
Okay. It is a current coach who started this trend of being tarmac. Current coach.
In the NFL or college?
College.
Current head coach?
Current head coach.
Current head coach. Is it Mac Brown?
No. I'll give you 2 more guesses.
Give me a slight age range. Or is that giving it away?
It's kind of giving it away.
Okay. I'm going to guess the dude's been there for a while because I've heard of Tarmac'ing for quite a minute. Not head coach. I think Chip Kelly would have been a good guess, but I can't. He's not a head coach. I know it's not Dabo. I know it's not Kirby. Could it? I know it's not Lincoln. Current
college head coach. And it's so when I say it, it is going to be hilarious.
Is it Gus Malzahn?
No, Grant. I could give you one more guess, or I could just say it.
Say it. I'm not getting it.
The head coach that started the term of being tarmacked is Lane Kiffin, Grant.
Oh, it is Lane Kiffin.
It is Lane Kiffin.
It is Lane Kiffin. Okay, I thought Lane was like my example.
Did you say all the games, or did we not get through
No. I've only gone through the early slate. I've got 6 more games. All right, okay. Afternoon.
Let's
Raiders
get through
Rams,
the games. I'll save this for college
Panthers
football.
At Commanders, Chiefs at Niners. That's game of the week. Sunday night, Jets at Steelers. You get to see Devontae debut.
Game of the week is Lions at Vikings.
Well, I'm saying, ooh, dude, Chiefs Niners. Well, there's 3.
This is for the title of the NFC right now and the NFC North.
I'm just looking at Super Bowl rematch.
That doesn't matter. The actual fucking necessity in the league and matchup wise in the league currently is that game is Lions at Vikings.
Well, let's say most important.
That's okay. You know what? I like
in terms of
poison. It's okay.
Well, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you want me to saying yours. I don't think you want all this attention.
Keep disrespecting the Vikings. It's okay. We'll do that. I remember you picked against us the other week. I remember it. I remember you picked the Packers. I remember that.
Yeah, I did. I think you're gonna like my pick this week, though. But Jets at Steelers, and then Monday Night Footballs. And I actually love that it's Monday Night Footballs because my team gets to hide. Ravens at Bucks. Everybody, that's the only game on Monday night. Chargers at Cardinals will not be going on at the same time. No, it will not be. Ravens at Bucks. Monday Night Football. Everybody tune in. No idea if there's some other C name teams playing that night. No idea.
I'm going to save that Lincoln Riley thing for college football. So go through your winners.
Yeah. Okay. Here are my picks this week. Broncos, Jaguars, Falcons. I have a feeling the Seahawks are going to win the second I get off them. I think that's going to be my team this year where I just can't pick them right. Bills, Bengals, Packers, Colts, Vikings to cover specifically. I'm putting that on the line. Eagles, which I kind of hate, but I'm doing it. Rams, Commanders, Niners. That's a hate pick. Has nothing to do with logic, purely hate. Jets, Ravens, and I have to pick us, so Chargers.
So, Graham, we have 2 game differences. 2. That's it. 2. I took Chiefs. I took Chiefs. Actually, did you pick against the Vikings? Because you just said it takes.
No, I picked the Vikings to cover. You guys are favorited 2.5. I have not
checked the spread yet. So, okay. So, I took Chiefs, and I took Texans. So,
okay.
Broncos, Jags, Falcons, Bills, Bengals, Texans, Colts, Vikings, Eagles, Rams.
Yeah, I have a strange suspicion Seahawks are going to win this week because I jumped off them. But,
Jets, Ravens, Chargers. The only thing.
I wrote down. I asked for a Flacco asterisk on the Colts. I'm not sure if I actually want to ask for that though. I think regardless, I'll take the Colts.
I think after last time, there's no asterisk in this game.
Who even is the Dolphins quarterback?
Tyler Huntley.
Tyler Huntley?
Yeah. Hey, Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, so, we went over that on this.
You want to talk about C's get degrees? Just Tyler Huntley is a perfect example of that.
Quite literally.
Literally. But I mean, yeah, I feel like it's an interesting slate this week. Texans, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Chiefs, 49ers really are the games. And I kind of Ravens, Bucks, but those are the main games that I do want to look at. I mean, we could investigate Chargers, Cardinals if you're really enticed.
I thought you were going to pick the bus this week. So that's why I was scared.
No, I was debating about the bus. You're going to get a win over me. I was debating about the bus, but something tells me when a man shits his pants, Grant, the next week he's going to come out all firing on all cylinders.
I could work with
the
that.
bus.
I
It
could
might
do
be the
that.
bus, but it's the bus versus the bull, Grant, and I'm taking the bull.
Fair. Yeah. Let's just gloss over that. Lions Vikings. All right. I am
So
excited
our
for this
entire
one.
team apparently is just hurt right now. I don't know
Yeah,
how
we've
you
got
do
a
that during the
couple
bye
of
week. No,
yeah, a
it was.
couple of
Did you see our
news.
injury report today?
No, I was
There
just gonna
was.
address the Cam Akers trade.
Oh well, there's that. But we have 9 players on the injury report today coming off a bye.
That's
Apparently, Blake
about
Cashman has
half
turf
as
toe.
much the average the Chargers have around this point. Good job.
Apparently, Blake Cashman also has turf toe. I don't know how you do that on a bye week, but okay. Other than that, though, TJ Hawkinson's fighting to come back this week, which pretty
Revenge
big.
game.
I do think if he does play, first
The
of all,
revenge game
watch
already happened, I guess.
if
But
Kirby Joseph takes out his other knee, I might. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I I
to
I
be
can't.
determined, everybody.
Yeah,
Watch
yeah.
out for next week's episode.
But I would expect hopefully TJ Hawkinson will get rotated in. I don't know if he's going to be the full starter. Cam Akers is back. That's easy. He doesn't really need to learn a new playbook. Plug and play that guy. And for everybody who is like, does
Also, it
this
is
mean
running back. I kind of feel like that's
yeah? But also, everybody's like, does this mean that Aaron Jones is going to be hurt for a while? I think that it means maybe Aaron Jones has a little bit
miss
of
a
a
week.
lingering injury, might be a week off. But like I told you, because you were like, oh my God, is Aaron Jones going on IR? I'm like, no, the Vikings literally just have 2 running backs on the roster, and Aaron Jones is one. So that like we also elevated Miles Gaskins every time for like the last 3 weeks. So he's out of elevations. Like we can't elevate him anymore. So we either have to sign him or he.
Oh, is it like the minor league options in
Basically,
MLB?
yeah, for practice squad elevations, yeah. And I think we were just like Miles Gaskins, not that kind of. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. Cam Akers, though, that guy. He's that guy. So
Hey, that's a 5-star talent
cool.
right there.
We're chilling.
That's all I know. Number 1 recruit in his class.
But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be big, and I know Aiden Hutchinson is also pretty big.
Yeah, so I one thing we'll say this real quick. I'm you guys know me. I am in like Tyler Glasnow. I'm a bit of a numbers guy, a fanboy when it comes to these pass rush, run stop win rates. Real quick, I gotta give him his flowers. Aiden Hutchinson was the number 1 edge in all of the NFL when it came to edge pass rush win rates. Quick caveat, he was one of the least double team edges in the NFL, racking that up. But I'm trying to just take a look. The other Detroit edge rusher, Everett, please remind me who that is.
Alan McNeil?
No idea.
He's like the guy they just signed to a long-term extension.
Absolutely zero clue. Sorry, Detroit fans. But Hutch, that's going to be a big time loss. 35%.
So McNeil's on the inside. James Houston is or Josh Pascal is now was the other end.
So yeah, now I'm looking McNeil's
and Marcus Davenport, who is obviously on IR already.
Yeah. I was about to say I feel like that guy might be mid to late 30s right now. But this should be a very interesting game. I think you can see some mismatches with the outside run game here with Minnesota. One thing I've been tracking very carefully, and I swear this has nothing to do with me having Aaron Jones in fantasy. I swear, absolutely nothing. But I've been noticing Aaron Jones is the number 2 running back in the NFL when it comes to missed tackles per run. However, Aaron Jones ranks in the, I believe, bottom 40th percentile in the NFL in yards before contact. So a lot of Aaron Jones's yards come from him being a dog. And I think, though, with Hutch being out, you can see, well, I don't know if they'll move the DN.
The thing
but
is, like,
whoever that opposite fill in DN, you might be every single run plays directly.
The fill in DN is James Houston, old guy but known commodity. Other thing is, the issue is I don't think the Vikings are good outside run block. So that's the issue. Is it doesn't matter whether or not Aiden Hutchinson is out because
so I'm taking a quick look. Outside tackle run block win rate. Christian Darrisaw is the 9th best offensive tackle in the NFL.
I'm not concerned about the offensive tackles. I'm concerned about the guards, the pulling.
I'm talking outside. You just run to whoever fills in for Hutch.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking more like toss. Like if you toss and you're pulling, you got a pulling guard coming around.
I could take a quick gander at the Detroit DT. They don't have anybody in the top 10. Actually, Harrison Phillips is the 8th best run stopping D tackle in the NFL. Let me get team rates though, real quick. Detroit team rates. Detroit is 6th in the NFL in pass rush win rate. That is likely to take a major hit without Hutch.
But yeah,
that's likely going to take a major hit. Hutch was the best pass rusher in the NFL up to this point.
7.5 sacks, most sacks in the NFL right now.
Something I think you'll like though, Everett. The Lions actually rank 20th in the NFL in run stop win rate.
Hey, I like
that.
I
think it's that bad.
That is a hope to me where if Aaron Jones were to be out of game, it's okay if it's this game. You would rather him not be, but yeah, I'm more.
Aaron Jones is a stud. Okay.
The one thing that I will say, obviously, it was, I guess, versus the Jets, but there is a notable difference in the second half when Aaron Jones was out, like in the offense efficiency compared to when he was
there. Yeah. I'm looking at it right now for Minnesota. You guys are 8th in the NFL pass block win rate. You guys, ironically, are 20th in the NFL in run block win rate. The exact same as the Lions. I
guarantee you it's because we run more inside than we do on the outside. And Ed Ingram sucks.
Yeah, no, we've heard this story.
Sucks. Those two alone, if JJ McCarthy wasn't hurt by now, JJ McCarthy would be by now.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah. I will say one another stat that is very interesting to me. Detroit, they rank 3rd in the NFL in both pass block and run block win rate. Here's the fun facts from Minnesota. You guys are 15th in the NFL in pass rush win rate, but you are 2nd in the NFL in run stop win rate. Another thing, I've been looking at it for weeks, coverage rates and all these other different type of analytics in terms of how DCs are calling games. So I crunched these numbers myself. Brian Flores runs too high 60% of the time. But you guys are still 2nd in the NFL in run stop win rate, despite
that's called
too high that much.
Guys.
No, yes, exactly. You trust your D tackles, your inside linebackers, just everyone in the front 7 to win their one-on-ones. And I think this can be an interesting matchup for Detroit if they are unable to run the ball. If they are forced into 2nd and longs, 3rd and longs, well, now Brian Flores is going to bring the blitz. And
it is. I
can see this playing in your favor.
It is interesting. You have a team coming off a bye, and you have another team coming off a heater. They have momentum. It's not like
another thing. Bye week fun fact: bye week teams coming off bye are 3-1 this season. The only loss coming from the Titans, so that doesn't count. Teams coming off the bye are undefeated this year. We could just go with that.
Fair. Concern just still comes down to, how you approach the buys. I don't know, historically speaking. That's something I want to check.
No idea. Zero clue. I just track it year by year.
But that's it. I want to know, historically speaking, how Kevin O'Connell record-wise is coming out of the bye. So last year, coming out of the bye, that's the 3-0 victory over Las Vegas. 2022, worst game known to mankind, by the way. So Kevin O'Connell currently undefeated coming out of bye weeks.
Okay.
Little stat fact.
We like that.
Stat fact. So
that makes me like you guys even more. But I think you guys get this one done. I expect you guys to get off to another hot start. Like I think opening KOC script's about to be.
I do think that's the one that's going to be the one nice thing. I hope Kevin O'Connell has changed up some things
off a bye week too. Oh, he's about to cook something,
and that they've worked that because. You want to, it's ironic, obviously in college, it's more prevalent in college football. You're like, don't put anything on film. Like, we're going to save it. NFL, you can't really do that. But I do feel like there are a couple teams where you're like, this is only for when we play Detroit. Like the carousel play that the Chiefs had from 2 years ago. They're like, only when I don't know what team though. I don't remember what team.
I think it was Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, only when we play the Raiders. Carousel. So I'm expecting some things. I'm expecting that Kevin O'Connell will come out of his bag a little bit, but we'll see. It's hard.
I think especially off the bye. I literally think lock of the week is.
It is hard to contain an offense that is kind of on fire. So I'm hoping I'm more concerned about Brian Flores having cooked something up during this break than Kevin O'Connell, to be honest.
Yeah, and especially after last week, maybe in a bit of a weird way, I don't know, but I don't think Detroit's going to be whipping out O-line hot passes.
Definitely not. But it's just you feel great about yourself coming off a win like that.
Yeah.
When you feel good about yourself, it is sometimes. I know before we've talked about, hey, sometimes emotional wins leads to losses in the next week.
I think it matters more in college football, a lot.
I think it matters more towards the end of the NFL, especially in the NFL playoffs. But it's a little bit different with this. This isn't really the same. This is just that's an FU game. So I don't really know what to make of it. But let's look at let's look at the Chiefs 49ers, your game of the week.
Yeah.
Super Bowl rematch.
I'm pretty sure Jordan Mason's playing, right?
I haven't seen that he's been ruled out or anything yet. So
okay, yeah. So I'm just looking at the pass rush stuff so much. Niners, some interesting fun facts: 10th in pass rush win rate, 13th in run stop win rate. On the O-line side, though, this is where it gets very interesting, Everett. 49ers are 4th in the NFL in pass block win rate. They are 31st in the NFL in run block win rate. And it's the Niners that we're talking about here, folks. Like, we're talking about the San Francisco 49ers. You're like, of course their run game is going to be great. Well, according to blocking metrics, they have the second worst run blocking O-line in the NFL. I'm assuming Jordan Mason is playing.
I think that's
if he's not,
Jordan
that
Mason's
changes this a lot.
But I think it's also a Jordan Mason's block on him.
Yeah, and I have no idea what's up with McCaffrey, but if it's two Achilles,
you're going to Germany.
He's like 29.
Yeah,
is he ever playing again?
He'll play again. He's just not going to be as good.
Like Wash is, yeah. I mean, double Achilles.
Yeah, no. Your like recovery time off an Achilles is typically like an 8-week ramp up to begin with, so double that. Like, it's like a whole season.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that. So I'm going Niner. This is mostly out of hate. Like,
so here's my thing.
A motion pick.
I am concerned that Brandon Ayuk legitimately is just ass. It just sucks.
Just ass. Okay.
Yeah. And at least for this season, maybe he figures it out towards the end of the season. Maybe he figures it out next season. But my concern is when you can't pass, what do they do with the box, Grant?
Oh, you stack it.
Yeah, and what happens
USC should have done to Michigan?
What happens when you already have bad run blocking and they stack the box, Grant?
Oh, you're not gonna have a good time.
Not gonna have a good time. So that's my thought right now, is if they cannot scheme Brandon Ayuk's hands to catch a ball somehow, I'm not too concerned about the Chiefs' ability to win.
So these are some fun facts on the Kansas City Chiefs. On defense, 14th in pass rush win rate, 15th in run stop win rate.
Not bad.
So not bad. They are probably the most average team in the NFL when it comes to both sides, front seven, pass rush, and run stop. On the O-line, though, this is where it gets horrifying. They are second in the NFL in pass block win rate, and they are first in the NFL in run block win rate. Those don't make you feel great.
Now, can I just see Juwan Taylor's flag rate, though? Is that possible?
I was going to point out, though, you are taking into account a false start on every play, so they get that. So maybe the numbers are a little inflated.
It averages
at least on the pass block, a little inflated. The run block, though, that Chiefs interior O-line is
Chiefs interior line is beautiful.
You can teach seminars on how to properly block with those front three. So
Nick Bosa is going to have a field day versus Juwan Taylor. It's going to be disgusting. But I just think overall, like, I don't know why I'm getting this sense, Grant, but I kind of feel there's about to be an Xavier Worthy breakout game, and I don't like it.
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I hope not.
I don't know why I'm getting that feeling. I'm just feeling Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, I mean, last year the Chiefs showed me they could do anything. So they could be rolling out JV.
I also think
high school wide receivers, and they'd probably still pick up many first downs. So
I think unless the 49ers decide to whip Debo out of the backfield more this game, I don't see a way that they're going to be able to win, because the whole reason last year their offense was so efficient with Brock Purdy, keep in mind, was because they showed a variety of different schemes and a variety of players in different positions, and they were able to have Christian McCaffrey be that guy that
that helps a lot having him.
And now having that option out of the backfield. So now your only option for that right at this point in time is Debo Samuel. So
I'd say this is kind of an interesting scenario.
It's just, I don't know what
both teams are missing key weapons. Chiefs without Rice, Niners without CMC. And like at this point, I'd say both sides have had time. Chiefs are coming off a bye. I think the Chiefs last game, they splattered the Saints.
Brand, I'm sorry, but if you just said that teams off bye are 3-1, 3-0, you're going against your own advice here.
Oh no! I know Chiefs are on the bye.
So what you are telling me is one. But what you were telling me is one of the bye teams this week is going to lose. That's what you effectively are telling me. So one of either the Rams.
I picked two.
You know what? The Dolphins. We have the Dolphins losing. It's fine. But you technically have two teams losing. I only have one. So
no, I know. There's no logic. This is a hate emotion pick. That's why I picked the Niners.
Yeah, no. You know what? I respect it. I kind of did the same thing with the Texans. To be fair, but unfortunately,
this is a hate pick. This is not a logical.
The Eagles are just I hate with my soul rather than.
No. I would say it's. Is it the Eagles that you hate, or is it their fans?
I hate Nick Sirianni.
Huh. I kind of feel bad for him at this point.
He's being scapegoated a little bit, but like at first, tell me this. At first, it was kind of like cool. It was kind of funny. Like, oh, look, like, and now it's just like, dude, like,
no, it's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah. So that's why. Sure. That's why. It's kind of the feeling that Sean Payton.
I'll say I hate the Eagles because their fans are atrocious. No,
their fans are literally the worst thing on the planet.
Yeah, no, they're awful. I will say though, I cannot wait for them to turn.
I'm looking at you.
I cannot wait for them to turn on Sirianni. I'm going to be just refreshing the timeline over and it's going to be the funniest Twitter day in a while.
It's just also like offensively speaking, I feel like they're not super efficient this year, and they have no reason not to.
AJ Brown coming back is helping out a lot.
True. But even then,
you're right.
Saquon Barkley,
losing Kelsey hurts
Devontae
a lot.
Adams, Dallas Goedert, and AJ Brown.
Smitty, me.
Did I say Devontae?
You said Devontae Adams.
Oh,
I was like, if Devontae Adams is on the Eagles.
No, Devontae Smith and then AJ Brown. Like, there's no reason to be inefficient. I don't understand. I don't understand.
You have the weapons and Saquon,
and you Kellen. Well, you're familiar with Kellen Moore. Clearly, doesn't matter because the Chargers off. Well, actually, wasn't the Chargers offense like ranked statistically high?
Last year was the year Kellen was at. No, they weren't good.
It was not good. Okay, so Kellen Moore's the problem.
Yeah, I'd say there's some slight.
Wasn't Sirianni the OC on that Colts team with Frank? Why is he not calling?
Yes.
Why is he not?
He was.
If you're about to get fired, you should be the one calling. But
I don't know. We should probably ask Big Dom. I think he has the most authority.
Big Dom might know.
I think he's essentially the owner.
Let's wrap up here with Texans Packers, and we'll move into college football real quick.
Yeah, this one I'm kind of just picking the Packers. I'm just thinking like I don't have a great reason. I'm just picking them.
That's fair. So my analysis with the Texans. This is my thought process. All right. First of all, Stefon Diggs, I'm pretty sure historically is just ran the table on the Packers. So first of all,
I'll look that up.
Second of all, I could be wrong, but first of all, second of all, I think the Texans are kind of rolling on a hot hand right now. And this is kind of
no, they are.
This is kind of their bread and butter. And I think that once you get rolling like that, it is hard to stop. And I think defensively speaking, like Danielle Hunter, this is basically like another normal game for a normal season because of the Vikings like that.
I have a fun fact of the day about Stefon Diggs.
Okay,
against the Green Bay Packers. You know what? I think it's better if I have you guess first. Everett. In Stefon Diggs' 10 total games played against the Green Bay Packers, we'll start with this. How many receiving touchdowns does Stefon Diggs have in his 10 career games against the Green Bay Packers? The answer is 9.
I'm always close.
But I'll take this one step further. Everett, in those 10 games, I'll start off with this. Stefon Diggs, he is currently on a streak of receiving touchdowns against the Packers. I want you to guess what that streak is. How many games straight has Stefon Diggs caught a touchdown against the Packers? Now, keep in mind, it's kind of giving it away, but he has 10 total games and 9 receiving touchdowns.
I think that the very first game that he played against them, he didn't have a touchdown. I think he's on a 9-game streak right
now. Stefon Diggs is currently on an 8-game streak of catching a touchdown against the Packers. This is maybe the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like the last time Stefon Diggs played the Packers and didn't score a touchdown against them, Everett, we were in 8th grade.
2016?
January 3rd, 2016 was the last time Stefon
I
Diggs.
am impressed that I had that down, by the way. I am impressed the fact that I had that down.
So I wasn't aware, but Stefon Diggs is Jair Alexander's daddy.
First of all, Jordan Addison is daddy.
I thought Justin Jefferson was Jair's dad. No, grandfather.
Yeah, Stefon is great grandfather.
Who's uncle? Thielen. Yeah, I was about to say, duh. The hell? Yeah, shit. KJ Osborne might be getting a little cousin action in that too. I don't know. But that's quite interesting. Diggs. I want Diggs to hit a Lambeau leap so bad. I can see that gif right now.
He would not score and still do it. Like Tank Dell will score, and you'll just see in the back of the camera.
Tank Dell scores, and Stefon's like, my celebration.
He's Lambeau leap. He will land, or he will Lambeau leap, and then pull Tank Dell up with him because Tank Dell can't jump that high.
Oh yeah, very true. Yeah, may or may not have some first eyewitness accounts on Tank Dell's height, and maybe or maybe not. The Houston Texans are lying about his height. He may or may not be measured in cleats and helmet on his measurements. Hey, who's to say? Not me. I don't know.
But Stefon Diggs and Danielle Hunter are the 2 big reasons why I just love the Texans for this game.
Yeah, no. We love those facts. It's not revenge factors, but just once a Viking, always a Viking. That hate will always be in you. So
yeah, that like I think we said before.
Is there any KFC LaFleur beef? Wait, they didn't coach together. No.
Besides
LaFleur no, they were together in Washington.
LaFleur and shit. KOC.
I'm crazy. I'm crazy right now. I don't know why I was thinking Vikings. That has nothing to do with it. Yeah, no. Zero connection with D'Amico Ryans and LaFleur, right?
LaFleur was on the Packers staff when D'Amico was on the
There's
Niners.
No connection. No connection. So, yeah, I am trying to think of a Vibes revenge pick. Don't have one for you, folks. But yeah, I'm kind of just picking the Packers. I don't have a great reason.
Yeah, you feeling better about that pick after learning the Stefon Diggs stat?
I feel great about the Stefon Diggs anytime touchdown score. That will be in the Waterboy parlay this week, and that's what I feel great about.
That's a lock. That is a lock.
No, that's your bet. That's your bet, folks. That's it. You're not throwing anything else, just that. All right, this
minor heart attacks.
Everett, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best to pay attention to the NFL, but holy shit, I forgot what October baseball does to my health.
All right, let's move on to college football here. I want to start. I want to start with this.
Okay,
Lincoln Riley thing. All right.
Okay.
Or not Lincoln Riley. Sorry, Lane Kiffin thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Lane.
So Grant, going back to where tarmacing originated. So I'm kind of surprised it's only 2013. You'd think it's been like at least.
That's the first time I had heard of it, but I thought it was before that. That's like the one I remember.
But it came up because Lane Kiffin got tarmacked. By the way, it couldn't have happened to a better fucking coach to do that too.
Yeah.
When he was coach at USC, people forget that he was the coach at USC, by the way.
Unfortunately, I don't. I've known that for too long in my life, unfortunately.
Reportedly, Lane Kiffin, I'm just reading this. I'm not clicked into the article because I'm assuming it's New York Times, so I'm going to guess.
I got some slight background on what happened, but yeah.
But apparently, Lane Kiffin on the bus, I think it was to go to campus from LAX. He was called off the bus and then taken to a small room inside of the terminal where he was promptly fired and then left at the tarmac.
Yeah, no, those all check out. Yeah, I'd say Lane Kiffin has a history of not being the greatest guy. So fun fact, Everett, I highly doubt you remember this, but Lane Kiffin, after his run with Reggie Bush, he was OC of USC for Reggie Bush, Lendale White. After that, he was hired as Raiders head coach. If anything, you probably remember that part.
Yes.
He had a very, very quick departure out of Oakland at the time to become the Tennessee Volunteers head coach.
That I was not aware of.
If you ask any Tennessee fan about Lane Kiffin, I can guarantee they will immediately respond to you with a two-syllable phrase that starts with F and ends with U to Lane Kiffin. He is not welcome in the state of Tennessee.
So should I test that theory right now? I do have a Tennessee Volunteers fan.
How Tennessee are they?
Like he was at the game last week and stayed for the whole game versus Florida.
Is he? That should qualify. Send it right now. See. Just say Lane Kiffin. That's it.
I'm going to say, how do you feel about Lane Kiffin at Tennessee? Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Well, don't include the Tennessee part. Just say, what are your thoughts on Lane Kiffin as a person, coach, anything?
I think I have to give a little context, but okay.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious if they should immediately respond or they don't respond because they read the text and break their phone immediately after reading it. So those are the only two correct responses out of Tennessee fans. But Kiff, he was Tennessee coach for like I don't know, like a year. I believe he signed an extension and then dipped to become USC head coach. I believe all the juice comes in after him signing an extension. I'm trying to get the proper detail. Yes, I think he had an extension. No confirmation on that end. I'm currently reading his remarks and accusations page where he accused Urban Meyer of cheating when recruiting players. No shit, Sherlock. Duh. What are you complaining about? We all know that. Obviously, Urban Meyer cheated to get his players. You're literally complaining to a wall. Nobody cares. Get better. Lane Kiffin has burnt a lot of bridges in his lifetime. I am immediately thinking right now of a clip of Lane when he was Alabama OC of something went wrong for Alabama, and Nick Saban, he doesn't yell at any player, doesn't yell at anybody. He immediately goes to Lane Kiffin, like grabs him by the shirt, starts cussing him out to his face. Keep in mind, Nick Saban's like 5'6", $130, and Lane's probably 6'2". So imagine Saban looking up and cursing you out. That's one of my favorite moments ever. But yeah, no, Lane, I'm not the biggest Lane Kiffin fan as a USC
you think I am? I think it's been very well documented.
Yeah, you're not the biggest Lane fan either, but I am just reading right now.
Yeah, so here's the text. Here's the text I got back. He says, I mean, I don't love it at all. Fuck you.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. Not good to know that people in Knoxville.
I might have juiced that up a little bit because he was trying to be nice afterwards. He did fully say, he was like, yeah, he's grown on me since he got fired at USC, which, by the way, I just want to say we were talking about.
Oh, that must have been a great day for them.
And he was like, yeah, he was a dirtbag back then, but has gotten better, which I think is bullshit. I don't think that's accurate.
I don't know.
That's a hot take.
So I've known this for years, Everett, that Ole Miss is culprit number one when it comes to faking injuries.
Yeah.
And
I have known that firsthand. I think I brought that up first on the podcast.
Could you take a wild guess which head coach complains the most about teams faking injuries?
I'm going to say Lane Kiffin.
Guess? It's Lane Kiffin.
Just for the record, though, I would just like
him doing it the most out of everybody.
Just for the record, I would like to state that the comments specifically were, don't love it at all. He was a dirtbag, but he's grown on me since he got fired at USC, and he thinks he's entertaining, but also fully screwed Tennessee.
He is entertaining.
He is entertaining.
That is true.
For the record.
The press conferences are also so entertaining. Watching Jackson Dart sit there literally looking like Anakin about to go to the Jedi Children Temple. Like, Jackson Dart has some dark thoughts right now.
Questionable content that he produces with his daughter, I will say. I don't know about all that, but
that might be his girlfriend.
There's like 6 of them that all look, well, actually, I forgot.
They all look the exact same.
Is also like college age.
His daughter's age.
Also
weird. Come to the sip, baby. Come to the sip. But yeah, Ole Miss right now, yikes. I don't know when it'll happen. I think it'll be a little bit later, but Lane Kiffin will be the head coach of your Florida Gators, Han, for the 2025 college football season.
I'm so sorry.
He will be. Florida fans, ironically, Everett, are probably dying for that to happen. That's how pathetic Billy Napier's tenure has been in Florida. So I think they're going to be.
How has he not been fired? That should be Tarmac. World. You want to talk about a guy this year?
Grant, only you know what? $20 million. It's not a lot of money. You know, this
could be potential. Grant, top 5 coaches that should be tarmacked this season right now.
Billy Napier, number 1. Doug Peterson, number 2. I know I'm jumping leagues, but he's on that list too. Number 3. Number 3 is up. We'll see, but Lincoln is there. Next up at 4. Actually, moving on to number 1. Mac Brown, retire, not retire.
No, this needs to be tarmac. Like no retirements. This is exclusively your ass is left on the tarmac. Airplane is in the air.
Okay. Jim Knowles. If they
a little bit more head coach,
if they lose to Michigan, I want Ryan Day publicly executed on the O in the middle of Ohio Stadium. He's not allowed to walk back. He is not allowed to walk back. Game of Thrones
axe. Which one are we going with?
Let's go axe.
Giant sword.
Yes, I'm thinking Ned Stark executioner, not Ned Stark getting executed.
I was thinking more so. I feel like it's deserved.
No. Jon Snow's the executioner for that one. No. Cardale Jones, my Jon Snow. He will do it himself.
Get in there.
Cardale's my Jon Snow. He'll do it himself. Yes.
Full garb, full outfit too, or.
Oh yeah, no. 12 on, full pads, everything. The uniform he was wearing the same pads, everything that he was wearing when we beat Alabama in 2014. That specifically, that was the national championship. So that uniform,
just Ryan Day needs to be executed.
I would like Braxton Miller. I would like Braxton Miller to hand Cardell Jones the sword. And I would like JT Barrett to lead the prayer.
It would
full ensemble. My three-headed QB trio of 2015. Of them.
It would be funnier though if this was like Paul Bunyan's axe and that was the rivalry. You'd be just like, yeah, fuck.
Oh no. The funniest possible executioner would be Kyle McCord, without question. If Kyle McCord came out,
end of the game, if it was Paul Bunyan's axe, the trophy. End of the game, take Paul Bunyan's axe. Be like, hey, Wisconsin, give us 1 second. Let's go. We need to just execute PJ Fleck right now.
Ironically, Ohio State, Michigan, we don't have a trophy.
Moral.
Ironically, we don't have a trophy. Ohio State, Illinois, we have a weird turtle buck that we play for.
The winner
it's the weirdest shit ever.
The winner of the game should get to just have the blood of the fucking head coach of the other side. Just back forth.
Yeah, I mean, I'll leave the people off with this before we wrap up, but I'd like to say this as an Ohio State fan. I will give Ryan Day 1 more year of unconditional support. Okay. He has my unconditional support this year. Until obviously the season ends or we win the Natty. Until that happens, he'll have my support. However, if Ryan Day loses to Michigan, I'm joking on the public execution, but I'm not joking on this next part. Enrique Hernandez does it again. Perfect timing. But if Ryan Day loses to Michigan this year, I remember my dad telling me stories about John Cooper, the Ohio State head coach, who it was like this. John Cooper had Eddie George. He had Chris Carter. He had Joey Galloway. He had Orlando Pace, the greatest lineman in the history of football. He had all these all-time greats. And I believe Everett, he has a 2-8 lifetime record against Michigan. They'd always be 11-1, 10-2, 11-0. They always have a great season, and then they just lose to a 6-5 Michigan at the end of the year. And I refuse to go through John Cooper years in my life. I refuse. I'm not doing it. These past 3 years have taken more off of my lifespan than anything else I've ever.
It's the only way that you would fire Ryan Day in the next
is if he loses to Michigan.
Not if he doesn't win the title or anything.
If he doesn't win the Natty this year,
but I'm saying if he doesn't win this Natty this year or next year, he doesn't do it either years. At what point
if he beats Michigan the next 2 years, doesn't win the Natty but makes the playoff both times, he's safe.
So what's the length in which you'd give slack to Ryan Day's tenure? He's already been there for
if Ohio State doesn't win the Big Ten this year, I'm calling up Mike Vrabel and I'm making him say no.
But I'm just saying, tenure wise, let's just say he makes the playoffs, right? But he doesn't win. He beats Michigan, whatever. He just doesn't win in the playoffs.
If he beats Michigan and wins the Big Ten, beats Oregon.
But I'm just saying, how much slack are you willing to give him until because in the end you still just want to win the Nat, right? That's the end.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
So how much slack do you give him to that point? He's already been here for how long? How long? Much longer are you going to be willing?
This is year 6. Yeah, no, I'm on my last straw, Everett. I'm on my last straw. Okay. PFT's been on his last straw with the Commanders for years. I'm now on my last straw with Ryan Day. If Michigan, I genuinely, I feel bad. I feel bad what will happen to him if they lose to Michigan this year. He'll be fired by midnight of that night. If he isn't, then Ross Bjork, I'm now coming for your head. So somebody's getting fired. Somebody's gone if we lose to Michigan. If he loses
to Michigan, he's going to come home. This house is either going to be picketed or on fire.
Well, this is I remember John Cooper, that coach I was telling you about. when he was going through his Michigan L's, there would be Ohio State fans throwing rocks, breaking windows, calling police on them, stuff, just being a nuisance. John Cooper, not once
did he cause him video. Just sorry, I had to interrupt on that.
Yeah, but not once did John Cooper ever complain about that stuff. Coach Cooper knew what the Michigan game meant. He understood. Not one time did he ever complain about it because he understood that he is failing. It's unacceptable to lose to Michigan, especially when you're 11-0, 10-1 end of the year, and they're struggling.
Let me ask you this question: Both coaches, beat Michigan. They will always, for the rest of time, both of them will beat Michigan. But
I want this coach.
Well, I'm saying Ryan Day or this other option.
Okay.
Right? Behind door number 1, just curious, John Sumrall. Which one are you taking?
I've got no idea about John Sumrall's recruiting path and everything. Maybe one day.
Let's put it this way. Recruiting path, everything. First season at Tulane lands 5-star, 4-star transfers.
It's looking great right now. Don't get me wrong.
I'm just curious to what degree you'd be willing to repeat. I know, but I'm saying if you give him that material, you give somebody that material, they would obviously be able to do better with it because it's higher up. I'm just curious to what extent, to what level you would go to be like, hey, if this guy was available, replace Ryan Day instantly.
Yeah, no. Right now there's 2 head coaches that, There's 3 head coaches that if they could sign today as Ohio State head coach, I'd take it. And one of them I said just a couple months ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was like, no, I wouldn't do it. But now I would after one football game. But number 1 is Kirby Smart. If Kirby Smart decided somehow he wants to be Ohio State head coach, I will welcome you in with open arms, Kirby. Number 2, Mike Vrabel. If Mike Vrabel somehow were to say, I'll put up with the bullshit of recruiting, fine, I'll be Ohio State head coach, then I will welcome him in with very open arms. And then last stop, Dan Lanning. If Dan Lanning said, yeah, let's get this rolling, Dan. Let's get this shit moving. I've heard Ohio State fans say they would promote Brian Hartline to head coach. I think you're an idiot if you think that. What? He doesn't even call plays.
The guy who couldn't sustain calling plays, so they needed to hire Chip Kelly.
Well, they didn't even give him a chance at it. Remember, Bob the Builder, Bill O'Brien was my OC for 4 days. They didn't even give Hardline
the spring game though.
Before he was OC for no bullshit Everett 72 hours, and then Jeff Hafley left Boston College to become Packers DC, and then he
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Gotcha.
Yeah. Wait. No, that is his name, Jeff Hafley. Holy shit, I just realized.
Is it Jeff? I just realized
it's Jeff Hafley, but I just realized I think that's the name of the dad in Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, I think
Greg's
it is.
Dad is
Jeff Hafley.
Shit, I'll be honest. I love Jeff Hafley. What he did 2019 was beautiful, but
it's great.
Run a little more cover 2, Jeff. You guys are doing that a little bit more in the NFL.
Okay. I don't really know. Do we want to address any games? Is there any games to address this week in college football? Anything you want to go over?
I'll do. There are 2 major games. I'll make it real quick. First things first. 3rd Saturday in October, Alabama, Tennessee. I'll be honest, Everett. We're not very old. Everett. I believe I have this correct, but Tennessee has only beaten Alabama, I think, 3 times in our lives. So we don't view this as a rivalry game, Alabama, Tennessee. That's what the hell? Who cares? But historically speaking, it is one of the biggest rivalries in the SEC. The 3rd Saturday in October, I don't know this from firsthand experience. I'm going off of what I've been told. I've been told that game used to mean something, and I think this year it's going to mean a lot. Everett, I am picking the Tennessee Volunteers to beat Alabama at home this weekend. I think they're going to beat them, despite Tennessee looking pretty bad the past 2 weeks. They lost to Arkansas on the road 2 weeks ago.
I think
Florida, or they need OT to beat Florida.
The only route Tennessee has to the playoffs right now, if it's even possible anymore, is if they win this game.
They need this game.
By the way, just a general thing. I know going into the season, we were all like, yeah, SEC is going to just be so many losses this year. Everybody's going to have a loss. I don't think we realized how crazy the SEC championship game fight, like competition, is going.
Ooh, it's about to start heating up. Texas is the other game of the week. It is game of the week. That has serious ramifications.
By the way, I think Texas is going to just dog walk Georgia. That is also, by the way, that is coming from my. That is also coming from one of my friends that is a Georgia fan.
Oh, he's saying that? Oh, wow. Goodness me. Yeah. Georgia, this could be a very weird game. I would say if there's one thing I'm looking at a lot for this game, it's I don't know if Texas has faced a good quarterback this year. And I'm not saying
Carson Beck a good quarterback right now.
We thought. Well, Carson Beck is still one of the best quarterbacks in college football. It's just me personally. I expected more out of him, especially in that Alabama game. Like that.
Yeah,
that was
did
probably
rank
the
him
worst
preseason
game.
number one quarterback.
Oh yeah, and I'll stand by that. Having him as number one quarterback preseason, based off of what I saw last year. But I think this is going to be, without doubt, the best quarterback Texas faced all season. And Everett, I don't know if you remember this, but last year, if there was an Achilles heel for the Texas Longhorns,
you're telling me General Booty is not the best quarterback they've played this year?
Oh, I wasn't even aware that was. I'm not lying. I think the best quarterback Texas has faced this year is the Colorado State.
No, last week's Oklahoma.
Oh, no, not Michael Hawkins. He's I literally think it's the Colorado State quarterback Nikolai Fowler Jackson, who was shit talking Shador. I think that's the best quarterback they've faced all year. Michael Hawkins.
It might be Van Buren from Mississippi State, even though they're bad.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not Van Buren. Yeah,
they put up the most points on the.
True. That's true, and that's very weird. I don't. I think. I don't
it legitimately could also be. It could also be your boy Grant at Michigan. Davis Warren might, even with 2 interceptions.
Well, if he's the best quarterback they faced, then they truly have not faced a quarterback this season. But hey, the big Warren, in the 0.00% chance he's listening, you're my guy. But Texas, I'm still slightly concerned about the secondary going up against elite talent. If there's one thing that I feel good about is Georgia doesn't really have weapons. So
Texas's offense, though, Ewers looks like booty cheeks, but offensively, I am much more confident in Texas than I am in Georgia.
Yeah, much better weapons on Texas' side. I would say, hey, if there is going to be a time where those running back injuries can catch up to Texas, remember their starting running back torn ACL, and then like 2 days later, the backup running back tore his ACL. So third string running back is now popping up. If there's a game where you could see that impact, that lack of depth, it can be this game going up against Georgia. And I will all say this, going back to that Georgia-Bama game, both Georgia and Alabama, neither team was able to run the ball effectively with their running back. Milroe obviously ran for a shit ton on Georgia's defense, but in terms of pure running, Georgia did a pretty good job shutting down Jam Miller and Justice Haynes. So the game plan for Georgia, force Texas into third and longs, make Quinn throw, get him into obvious passing situations, and then you're gonna have to hope KJ Bolden has stepped up and Ellis Robinson the past couple of weeks. Yeah, Georgia's got 2 true freshmen starting in that secondary. So this is game of the week. I lean Texas, but I'm not overly confident. Yeah, I'll pick Texas to win. I'm way more confident in my Tennessee pick than this game, but
I kind of almost feel the inverse. Like if Ryan Williams can play, I feel more confident in Bama than being able to win that game than Georgia being able to beat Texas.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It's also kind of a
I'm afraid of Bama's secondary, though.
It is also kind of a do or die game for Bama, right? And they have not looked good recently, also to know.
Oh, yeah, no. Bama hasn't looked good recently. Georgia hasn't looked good recently. Tennessee hasn't looked good recently. I'm thinking maybe a little bit some look-ahead spots past couple of weeks, not going up against greatest competition. Obviously, Alabama ended up losing to Vandy in a look-ahead spot. So obviously, it bit some of these teams in the ass.
Yeah, but I mean, look at this. Just real quick, let's just address. We'll wrap up in a second, but just addressing Bama right now, okay? Currently, 7th place in the SEC, 5-1 overall record in the SEC, or 2-1 overall record in the conference in the SEC, right? Lost to Vanderbilt. Going down the stretch here, okay? Wrapping up with Auburn, always a tricky game for Bama, to be fair. But assuming
Iron Bowl is always nuts. So
assuming Bama is going to beat them and beat Oklahoma, right? They have 3 games to figure out the SEC right now. This game, Missouri, and LSU, right? They were always anticipated. You know what? Bama's going to drop one game, right? Bama's going to drop one of those SEC games either to Georgia, to Tennessee, to Missouri, or LSU. They're going to drop one of them, right? The problem was there was no anticipation that they were going to lose to Vanderbilt. Now, if you have a 2-loss in conference Bama team, they might not be able to make the playoffs, depending on the way that it turns out.
Well, I'm going to say this. A 2-loss Bama or Georgia, they're without doubt in.
I'm just also pointing this out, though. If Bama loses this game to Tennessee, they're now
it's dicey.
They're 1-2 in conference play. And now Missouri, all right, Missouri's been looking kind of ass.
They're going to absolutely Missouri.
But you do have to go in and play LSU.
That should be interesting.
In Baton Rouge. And I love this
sport. Not to mention,
I might have to go to that game. And not to mention, you still have the Iron Bowl on deck. So if they drop this game, like,
hey, I'll say this. A lot of this can sort itself out if Texas wins. If Georgia beats Texas, all shit is hit the fan. Now we're in a race that is, I don't even know how you do the tiebreakers. Like shit.
I'm just saying though, like, if Bama loses this game.
No. They have no wiggle room. A 3-loss Bama with losses to Vandy.
I mean, real quick, Everett, by the way.
I hate to say it, but because they have that win over Georgia, Alabama.
I don't know how it's going to turn out.
3 Bama getting in still. Damn it. Shit.
Keep in mind, though, like, these are the teams that
I don't think Bama will be 9-3.
These are the SEC teams right now you're looking at for a playoff bid, all right? Texas A&M is currently undefeated in conference play. Texas currently undefeated in conference play. LSU currently undefeated in conference play. All right. We already have 3 teams in the SEC currently in that position. You have Georgia, who's 3-1. You have Bama, that's 2-1. You have Tennessee, that's 2-1. Ole Miss out. Missouri out. Yeah. Right. Both are done. But you currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams, right, that are competing, all of which are no losses or 1 loss. If you take 2 losses, especially to another team that's currently 2-1, I think it's wraps. I don't think that
10-2. You mean?
I'm talking just conference play. I'm talking just conference play right now. Right now,
will these teams be 10-2 or 9-3 though? With the result you're saying, like,
so right now,
just give me overall record.
With the current result,
let me start by saying this: whoever loses the SEC championship game is in.
They're still in no matter what. They're still in. But I'm saying if Bama loses this, I don't think they make the conference game. So now it's looking at who you're competing with for that other position.
Oh no, yeah, they'll be safe.
But I'm just saying, when you have 6 teams, when you have 6 teams, right?
I got a little teams technically pretzel for you.
4 teams technically. I know. I'm just saying 4 teams technically competing for the remaining 2 spots. I think they would afford the SEC. I think having 2 losses from this week and one of them being to a team that you're competing with, I don't know.
It'll make it dicey, but I'll say this. Who gets in here, Everett? 10-2 Alabama. And let's say they lose to Tennessee here.
So their losses are Vanderbilt and Tennessee.
Vanderbilt, Tennessee, but they have Georgia. Okay.
True.
Who gets in 10-2, Alabama, with those wins. Georgia's the big marquee win. Or does 11-1 Indiana? I'm talking just ranking. Who would be ranked ahead of the other? I think both of 11-1 Indiana is obviously a no matter what. But Indiana, I believe, would have 0 ranked wins. And they
lose to Ohio State.
They lose to Ohio State.
And then they don't make
How do you rank those two?
They don't make the conference championship.
Yeah, no, it's Oregon, Ohio State conference championship.
Bama is not a conference championship either.
Yeah, no, they're not in. How do you rank?
I think on committee decision, I think Bama would probably be ahead, but I do think that they would be like 11, 12, 10, 11.
It's like just
they'd be right next to each other. I do just think if you get to that point though, like the way that you're laying out the playoffs, Indiana would be in, but then you have the SEC teams all competing with each other, and Bama might get left out for another SEC team that might have a better.
Yeah, I hate how the committee does it, but I can already see it now. The committee justifying why Alabama's in. It's like, well, they beat Georgia.
Well, yeah, that's what I like. That's definitely the case. But personally speaking, like I could see that they'll be like, yeah, Indiana's in. They're like they're the third best Big Ten team right now, or fourth best Big Ten team, right? But then you're looking at the SEC, right? You already have 2 in. Now you're determining the rest of them. They could on a just record basis and competition basis. Alabama could be on the cutting block because they have 2 losses in conference and their opponents, 1, Tennessee's above them because they beat them.
Oh, this is another thing.
2, if Georgia beats Texas, Georgia's above them even with a loss to Bama. So then you're on the chopping block.
Oh, yeah. Also, just for now, like Georgia's already above Bama. Like, despite the head-to-head, losing to Vandy is... That's the cardinal sin in that
I will say, Grant,
quite literally.
the biggest wild, like this would be the craziest thing this year to maybe ever happen. If Vanderbilt somehow comes in here and they beat 2 of Texas, LSU, or Tennessee, Vanderbilt has a legitimate bid to get in over Bama. If they pull off 2 of those 3 upsets.
I want it for Pavia. I want it for him.
Legitimately, if you told me
he's the Jack Golke of college football this year.
By the way, Grant, they lost to Missouri by 3 points. They
I know they're coming. Game. No, I know they're
like if they won that game, they would actually be in like.
This is probably the best Vanderbilt team of our lives since like Jay Cutler was quarterback.
If you told me that they beat Tennessee last week of the season, I'd be like, that makes sense. But if they pick up somehow they beat a Texas or catch an LSU, that one's in Baton Rouge though, so that's not going to happen. If they can catch a Texas in Vanderbilt,
well, the Baton Rouge people are going to be asleep for that one.
If they somehow pick like, then you have the all bets are off. That's all hell breaking loose. That is the hell has frozen over situation.
All right, so we are now Vandy's biggest fanboys.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. Title of this episode: Vanderbilt is beating out Bama for playoff bid.
Vandy to the playoffs.
But I think with that, unless you have anything else, we're probably gonna wrap up here.
This is quite an episode.
So with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. We post. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, on whatever at Waterway Pod. You can check out me and Grant on Twitter at Everett Stakes and at Waterway Grant. We post new episodes every week on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode. We also post exclusive content on Instagram and on TikTok every week. So make sure to check us out there so you don't miss anything. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.